There are so many myths associated with buying a home and getting a mortgage today. One of the many myths is associated with using gift funds to buy a home. Can it be done? Yes, it can. This special episode of the Martini Mortgage Podcast is all about how using a gift to buy a home. But before I go deep into the topic, I need to make the legal people happy. So, the primary purpose of this podcast series is to inform, entertain, and educate. The information and opinions and recommendations presented in this podcast series does not constitute legal or other professional advice, opinions, or endorsements of any kind. Welcome to the Martini Mortgage Podcast, episode 170, which is called Using Gift Funds. My name is Kevin Martini. I am a certified mortgage advisor and producing branch manager, NMLS 143962, with the Martini Mortgage Group at Gold Star Mortgage Financial Group Corporation, NMLS 3446, equal housing lender. Let's face it, the housing market may look different today than it has in the past, but different is not a bad thing. You know, across the pond in England, they drive on a different side of the road. They don't drive on the wrong side of the road. This different market presents, in my opinion, an extraordinary opportunity for buyers. I truly believe that right now may be one and only window of opportunity for the next few years to take advantage of a unique buyer's market. And I truly believe home affordability will never be this low again. Now, I have firsthand confirmation that using gift funds can be a great way to make the dream of home ownership a reality. My wife and I were able to secure our first home with the help of a gift from my grandmother. If I was to be honest, my grandmother was proactive. In other words, she had the conversation with me, and I remember that conversation vividly. She asked why my wife and I were still renting. And I shared that what I thought at the time. Heck, I was 20 years old at that point. So I made the excuse first, since I was actually embarrassed. And I didn't want to share that I really didn't have the down payment. I said, Grandma, we're not buying right now because mortgage rates are so very high. By the way, mortgage rates were double digit at that point. And then she said something to me like this. I don't remember the exact quote. The percentage of borrowing money is irrelevant because owning a home is an investment in the future for your family. She then asked me how much I thought I would need to buy a home. And out of nowhere, I just randomly said $10,000. I have no idea how I came up with that number. And you know what my grandmother said? She said, Kevin, I'm going to give you the $10,000 to put down on your home. Now you go find it because you're spending your hard-earned money to make money for your landlord, and you're not creating wealth for your family. I must be vulnerable. I then cried. And let me be clear, when I cried, it was one of those ugly cries. I am so thankful for my grandmother for many reasons, but one of them is that she was proactive and she was 1,000% correct. Now let me fast forward to today. Let us assume that my grandmother didn't promote that conversation to my wife and I did not have the false excuses of where mortgage rates were, and we wanted to buy a home. However, we did not have the down payment. Would I have asked her or my parents or somebody I care about for help? I bet being a younger me, my ego would have gotten in the way of asking for help, and that's sad. I see the ego is preventing a lot of people from creating generational wealth with real estate because they don't want to ask for help. Now, I'm a father. I'm a grandfather too. The answer with all certainty is yes. I would have asked, and I should and would be fine with whatever answer it would be. As a parent, I want to help. If one of my sons asked for my help, and if I could help, I would be transparent and say, if I can or if I cannot, I would be thankful for the opportunity to be presented to me. I bet that I'm not the only parent that feels this way. Asking for help is not a sign of weakness. I believe it is a sign of strength. Here's the punchline. There are people today that care about you and they want to help. Some may be able and some may not be able. However, they've earned the right, if you care about them, to give them the opportunity to help if they can or can't. You owe it to the people you care about to at least ask. Okay. Enough on how my journey of real estate was started. Thank you, Grandma. Let me shift gears and talk about the journey into owning real estate. So let's go ahead and start talking about gift funds. Some people are, some people are new to the podcast, some people are long-term listeners, and some people know me. If you know me or a long-time listener, you know that I'm truly passionate about helping the families I serve understand how the process works so they can confidently begin the journey towards home ownership. Many families need air support, like my grandma provided me and my wife with the gift funds to buy our first home. Let me walk you through everything you need to know about gift tax when using gift funds to buy a home. It doesn't matter if you're buying that home in Raleigh or any city in that matter. Let's start with the 2023 $17,000 annual exclusion. Every year, the federal government gives each of us an allowance to gift anybody $17,000 per year without incurring any gift tax in 2023. Oh, by the way, this is up $1,000 from 2022 because last year was $16,000. It's important to note, it is $17,000 per person per year, not $17,000 in total. Let me say it again. It's $17,000 per person, not $17,000 in total. The good news is this. If you are the one giving the gift, there is no limit on when you can give the gift. You can give gifts anytime during the year up to the $17,000 for 2023. In other words, you could give $10,000 in February and another $7,000 in December, and there would be no gift taxes due. There is no tax implication to the donor. Donor is just a fancy way to say the person giving the gift. And there's no tax implication to the recipient of the gift either. There is no limit to how many people the donor can give the money to, nor is there a need that the donor has a relationship with the recipient. What does that mean? You can give a gift of $17,000 to a perfect stranger without an issue, and neither the donor or the recipient would have any tax liability. Now, what happens if the gift to be shared or the gift wanted or the gift needed is more than $17,000? No problem. Hence, the $12,920,000 lifetime exclusion. What most people don't realize is that there's a second allowance of $12,920,000 called the lifetime exclusion. Let me illustrate by example. You want to help your child buy a home and you want to give them $117,000. Wait, that is $100,000 more than what you can give out of your $17,000 annual exclusion. Again, no problem, thanks to the lifetime exclusion. With the lifetime exclusion, and in 2023, the lifetime exclusion again is $12,920,000. You can use any of it during your lifetime. When you use it, it simply reduces your estate tax exclusion by that amount. So in our illustration, if you wanted to give $117,000 to your child, you would take $17,000 out of your annual exclusion and $100,000 out of your lifetime exclusion. It is critical to highlight your annual exclusion replenishes each year. However, the lifetime exclusion does not replenish. With this illustration, assuming it is 2023 and you've never used the lifetime exclusion, you will have maxed out your 2023 annual exclusion for your child, and your lifetime exclusion will be reduced to $12,820,000. Now, if your estate is less than $12,920,000, this would not be a problem at all because your heirs would have no estate tax anywho. However, if your estate is more than $12,920,000, then your heirs would have to pay estate taxes on anything above that number. Oh, by the way, for married couples, that number is doubled for the lifetime exclusion. Yes, the lifetime exclusion is used for both gift and estate purposes. So every time you use it not to pay gift taxes, you're reducing your tax exclusion for your real estate. Poof! That is how and why gift tax and estate taxes are related to one another. Very simple way of explaining that. So ask for help. And if you're willing and able to help, there is likely no negative tax consequences for you or them. Securing a gift and using a gift is a great way to get into the real estate market. If you have questions about what you have heard, please check out the show notes for more details about using gift funds to buy a home, or give me, Kevin Martini, or fellow mortgage strategist Logan Martini a call by dialing 919-238-4934. Oh, by the way, for more information about buying a home, visit our website at www.martinimortgagegroup.com. My name is Kevin Martini. I am a certified mortgage advisor, and I help the families I serve create generational wealth with the proper mortgage strategy. Let's connect to explore your options and to talk about the questions you may have from this episode of the Martini Mortgage Podcast. Again, my direct dial number is 919-238-4934. In closing, thank you for sharing your time with me, and please share this episode with someone you care about.